Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It's a Friday, and we're doing our Friday show here, and I'm Dan Reynolds, and across the table with me this morning is none other than Ann Limley.
And I was hoping that you could do that whole intro again with a little more enthusiasm.
More enthusiasm? Well, you'll have to wait till Monday because I'm exhausted now.
Whoa! Come on. All right.
Well,
everyone.
that's the way it goes.
Welcome to Around the Table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of things going on this weekend. The micro wrestling event is happening tonight at 7 o'clock, and the ringside seats are sold out.
Okay.
And there's three sections that you can go online and pick those tickets up if you want. And
But one's sold out, so you can't
got
get that
my
one.
tickets.
Good deal.
I've got 2 seats in the ring.
Oh.
I want to be up close and personal.
Does your grandson know that?
No, I don't think he's ever been to a wrestling event. He's going to be in for a.
Treat.
I'm going to be watching him more than anything else going on.
Right.
It's going to be fun. So.
There are several Easter egg hunts, so check those out on social media.
Most churches are going to have them, right?
Well, I don't know about the Lions Club has one, and then I know the library has one today downtown
at 4 o'clock.
And
yes.
then I think the Lions Club's later.
Yeah.
I don't know what time.
And with our weather forecast, we were thinking it was going to rain.
Right.
I think we got some rain. We'll be talking a little bit
tomorrow,
about that.
I think.
A little bit later on in the show. Yeah.
It is Holy Week. This is Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
think about that. I still haven't posted a video, but I'm going to. It may just be long, and if you want to watch it, please feel free to.
I think you're a little bit out of sorts yesterday, trying to find that, and
I was
frustrated.
I'm disheartened by a lot of things in our world.
You want to tell us about it? Or?
No, we're not. We've already had that.
Yeah, we had
session.
we had a pre-show before.
But I'm very disturbed by some of the stuff that's.
And where do you think that
revealed.
comes from?
Which part?
Just evil in the world, or?
Yeah.
Is that the core of the whole situation? Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah.
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 Who do you follow? Whatever.
Yeah.
I won't get into all that, but anyway, yeah.
Well, on a good note, we're having a guest that's going to be talking about something positive.
Yes. Carter Grace Foundation, Bob Brown.
Wacky Bob Brown. Oh, wacky.
Why do you call him wacky?
Oh, I don't know. It just fits.
Well, we're going to have to tell him
Yeah, well.
we need a shirt that says Wacky Bob
Brown.
So he can wear it when he comes on the show.
He's full of energy, that's for sure.
He is. He's very passionate about what he does with Carter Grace.
Well, isn't that a good isn't that a good role model to be
I think that's a
in the
wonderful
world, to be
role
passionate about something? If you're going to be passionate, be passionate about something that's gets you going every day.
Yeah.
Get you out of bed.
Yeah.
Get you away from soap operas.
Yeah, whoever still watches soap operas.
Oh, we need to check in on the Artemis mission. Where is it?
I guess they're too late to turn around at this point, from what I understand.
Yes, they
1,670 miles per hour to exit Earth's gravity. And now that they've fired the engines, they're committed.
And then all of a sudden you let it go.
Yeah,
It's going
that
really
trajectory's going.
That's kind of how they're doing their.
Yeah, which is fascinating to me, for sure. Anyway, I guess they had a little poop problem too.
Yeah, their
Potty
toilet
problem.
Their toilet broke.
That would be a sad
I think they
state
didn't-
of affairs.
I think they didn't bring enough quarters.
Oh,
They
you
forgot
think
to
they're
bring
paying
in.
for that?
Yeah, they're having to put a quarter in to open the door to go into the restroom.
Well, they should have appropriately prepared for the quarter toilet.
Well, Kelly had a pretty good, interesting thought this morning. She goes, I wonder if they had a medical issue. Are they trained?
Yeah, I don't know.
And what do they do if,
I think probably basically they have to be somewhat.
Yeah. And you wonder, what if they, are slinging toward the moon and something messes up and they just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought about that
no
too.
one there to rescue them.
Right. Like they're just gone.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Yeah.
The space program is just.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk.
Yeah.
Big risk.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we'll hope and pray that they come back as they should on April 10th. So, okay.
You'll do some weather?
Today, a chance of showers. We'll see. Partly sunny with a high of 81, and the chance of precip is 50%. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely, and then some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall. Low around 52, and the chance of precipitation for tonight is at 90%. Tomorrow, showers mainly after 1 p.m., so the morning may be clear. Steady temperature around 57, so that's not very high. And the chance of precip tomorrow is at 80%. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low of 40. Sunday, sunny with a high of 66. And Sunday night, mostly clear with a low of 40.
Okay, Sunday. Easter Sunday?
I just did Sunday, but you can go ahead
Oh,
and
you
do it
did
again.
Sunday? I'm sorry. Wow, you did Sunday already?
I did.
Okay. Well, let's do Monday then if we've already done Sunday. Sunny high of 70 on a Monday, and I think the rain is probably going to be cleared out by then.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 41 degrees. Only 5 miles per hour wind, so it's going to be nice and calm. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 64. Overnight low 43, high 74 on Wednesday. Overnight low 52, 76 on Thursday. So it's only going to be a 20 degree drop in temperature from overnight. So
Only 20 degrees
we're
different.
good there.
Okay. Well, there you go. Burr. I think it's 52 degrees in here right now.
Is it cold in here to you?
Well, yeah, the air came on.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, let's gear up for our topic to ponder.
Okay.
And get going.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
This week's topic to ponder theme is, are you the only one? Put you in weird situations where you think, well, am I the only one that does this? No, not really. So
No.
do you want to read the last one for
have you
this week?
ever Have you ever forgotten why you walked into a room and just stood there, confused? Yes, all the time. All the time. I have to go retrace my steps a lot of
I think
times.
there's only one answer for this. I think
I think if people
everybody-
said no, they were probably not being.
Of course, some hyperactive kids, if they would run into a room, they would, and if they forgot what they were coming in there for, they would be going like, wow, here's another room that I could just tear completely up.
Yeah. We have set 10 responses, actually.
Oh, okay.
Jean Flake said, I stopped scrolling my phone thinking I'm going to Google something. Deborah asked a question that I forgot that I was going to Google. At 4 a.m., I wake up and remember. Then I start my coffee and forget again.
Yeah,
Is that normal? That's
that's
normal,
normal,
right?
yeah.
Aaron Anderson said, most days. Patricia Mount, all the time. Tony Taylor, I've already forgotten what I was typing about. Leslie King says, more often nowadays. And Leisha Graham said, every day. Linda Jordan, many times, haha. And I said, all the time.
All the time. All right, that's pretty
It's
short,
true.
sweet, and to the point. And that concludes our topics to ponder for this week. We'll have a new batch for you next week. Please tune in
to find out.
Yeah, and I post Mondays on I post them
Sunday.
always a day early.
Yeah.
Around 5 o'clock.
We try to do that, or you do with that, and then I followed suit with my whatever I do, Dirt Road Dirt. I don't even call it that anymore, but yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us your thoughts. Go to our Around
Please.
the Table Facebook page.
Please.
Pipe in.
Or pipe in or pipe on.
Pipe on, pop out.
Pop out.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now.
8 years ago, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his final speech in Memphis, Tennessee. The next day, he would be assassinated.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Wow.
The speech ended with Dr. King's famous, "I've been to the mountaintop" statement.
Wow.
I said, Joel, this is Marty Cooper. He says, hi. I'm calling you from a cellular phone.
This was 53 years ago. Wow. The first cell phone was demonstrated for reporters on a New York City street corner as Minolta executive Mark Cooper contacted Joel Engel of Bell Labs. Cooper later described the call for CBS News.
He was a magnificent life force, and those of us who loved him will always be grateful for his friendship and his warmth.
30 years ago, a plane carrying Commerce Secretary Ron Brown and 34 others crashed into a mountain near Dubrovnik, Croatia, killing everyone on board. President Clinton mourned the loss of a friend.
Thank you very much. And what this means now is that Paul and I can be married.
Oh, boy. That was 12 years ago. TV host and comedian David Letterman announced during a taping of The Late Show on CBS that he was retiring as host in 2015.
Smoke clogged several stations on the line as Metro riders were seen trying to enter the damaged train car to rescue people.
9 years ago, a suicide bombing aboard a subway train in St. Petersburg, Russia, left 16 people dead and wounded more than 50. Authorities later identified the bomber as a 22-year-old Russian national. CBS News reporter Jonathan Vigliotti describes the horrific scene of the attack.
Here. Take my gold card.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's made of gold.
Yes. Birthday cut. Actor Alec Baldwin was born on this day in 1958, 68 years old today. Among his many roles, NBC boss Jack Donaghy on 30 Rock.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Quite stylish. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. They're calling again. Scrambled eggs all over my face. What is a boy to do?
I'm just going to say I love hearing that bass.
Yeah.
It's an upright bass sound, or it may not be upright bass, but it sounded like it. Yeah. Actor David Hyde Pierce was born on this day in 1959. He is 67. He is best known for playing Dr. Niles Crane on Frasier.
Mm-hmm. Shrek! Fiona! Well, aren't you two a sight for sore eyes? Give us a hug, Shrek, you old love machine. And look at you, Mrs. Shrek. How about a side of sugar for the Steve?
That voice is iconic. That was Eddie Murphy, and it's his birthday today, 65 years old. His roles included the voice of the donkey in the Shrek movies.
Donkey?
Just call me Bone, Municipal Bone. Yeah, that joke killed at the accounting firm.
Actor and comedian Adam Scott was born this day in 1973. He's 53. He played Ben Wyatt in the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation.
You cut me open and I keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, love. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love.
Singer Leona Lewis was born on this day in 1985, 41 years old today. This is Bleeding Love.
Actress Amanda Bynes was born on this day in 1986. She's 40. She gained recognition for starring on the live-action sketch comedy and variety show, The Amanda Show. I think I don't know, I think a lot of those child actors have had issues. You know what I mean?
As they get older, or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of goes with the
I've
territory.
seen pictures of her. She just doesn't look, to me, well, but anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, we're going to take our first break, and Wacky Bob Brown is here.
Wacky.
Wacky Bob Brown.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. He's with the Carter Grace Foundation. We don't want to make light of the situation, but we like Bob. We like it when he comes in.
Evidently, because you called him Wacky Bob.
We're going to talk to Bob in just a few minutes, and we'll be right back right after this. Stay with us.
Live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table. We're talking with Bob Brown, and he comes in, several times a year to give us an update
Well,
on
I think
the
we're gonna
Carter
amp that
Brown.
up.
You're going to what?
Well, go ahead and finish your
I
statement.
was going to say he comes in and gives us an update on the Carter Grace Foundation, and he was kind of excited to give us an update.
I think we may give him a little quarterly time.
That would be
Oh,
awesome. That would be
okay.
awesome. I
You
wouldn't
know?
want to overstay my welcome.
Then it won't be 30 minutes at one sitting. No, yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I won't call you wacky anymore.
It's okay.
Oh,
I've been
we
called
like
worse.
them.
Maybe not today, but I have been called
Yeah.
worse. So yeah.
Well,
You're
I
welcome.
think the last time you were here, we were talking about the giveaway for Thanksgiving, and
Yes, sir.
that's come and gone, and,
Yes.
and you guys have gone on to other things. And you want to give us an update of where you're at now?
Yeah, Dan, Ann, thanks for letting me sit in the seat again, and it is always an honor and a privilege to be here with you. But if I could, for context, I think we need to go back to close out 2025, and
Okay.
then I'll get you started on 2026.
Okay.
I'll be brief. We did have our Thanksgiving outreach, and this last year for Christmas, the numbers had been in the three previous years: 170 kids, 240 kids, 270 kids, and last year it was 345, which would have been about $17,000 if the Carter Grace budget would have had to pay
Yeah.
for that. Our Thanksgiving was about $3,500, so you're looking at $21,000 there. Okay, so we would have done that no matter what. Well, our golf tournament last year raised between 12 and 14,000 net. But what was so interesting was beginning on November the 3rd, I spoke at the Retired Teachers Association. They'd asked me to come and do that. We were chosen as the recipient of their annual gift, and so that started a chain of events that was incredible to me. So on November the 3rd, I spoke there. They gave a cash contribution and some food, and then it was in the community. It was people calling me or texting me or just running into me and giving me money. The last day of the year, I met with a man who wanted to visit with me for a little bit, and we had coffee, and at the end of our meeting, he just put a piece of paper in my pocket and said, "It was good to see you again," and left. I pulled a piece of paper out. It was $1,000. But
Wow.
from November the 3rd to the end of December, we were given $10,000
Wow.
in unsolicited contributions. So the reason I'm putting all that together for you,
Unsolicited, that's big.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
big. Oh,
we
yeah.
weren't. Yes, we do not go panhandle and
Right.
think,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
no. The golf tournament, we do ask for sponsorships only for awareness.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Sure,
let me be
sure.
clear here. But these were people just, "Hey, Bob, I got something for you. Hey, can you come in here real quick? Hey," and it was just, and so it was about $10,000, and so I put the $10,000 mentally together with what we did at the golf tournament, and between the gifts from the sponsorships from the golf tournament and the $10,000, all of Thanksgiving and all of Christmas
Wow.
was paid for. With
Wow.
not one dime coming out of the Carter Grace budget.
Wow.
I was actually able to share this with our people at the Christmas party, and it was such a blessing to be able
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to let them know, and because of what they do, it allows me to do what I do as well.
Yeah.
I told them, you know, because what you do and how that you work in the LeCheat Corporation, you know, you're able to put this in there so that Dustin and Katie will continue to fund the foundation.
Right.
Which again, it's been almost 12 years now, I guess, that they've had the foundation
Yeah.
going. So with that being said, when I ran into Dustin one day at the warehouse, I was just telling him about all this stuff, and this was the part that was overwhelming to me. He said, "Well, I think it's time we increase the budget."
Wow. Okay.
And so I
Oh.
didn't say any more about it. You know, I just let it go, and which was awesome. And so we hadn't turned over the calendar yet, so I went to him in January, and I thought, well, going to need to kind of find out.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
need to know what to do.
Right.
And so I said, you know, we had talked about maybe increasing the budget. He goes, "Oh, yeah, I think we need to go to this number." And I looked, and I said,
Uh-oh.
I did. I said, "Can you repeat that, please? I want to make sure I heard you correctly."
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah." And I was overwhelmed. And, of course, he was so funny. He said, "Now, Bob, that doesn't mean that we need to try to spend it every month."
Yeah.
Right.
But the incredible generosity of those people is amazing to me. And so the two thoughts that first popped into my head were, number one, how can we broaden our net? How can we cast a wider net in this community to reach more partners, which we've already done? We're up to about 15 every month now.
Wow.
That's regular monthly partners that we sponsor in some capacity, financial gifts and whatever. And the second thing I thought was those that we have been with for my 4 years. In fact, it was just 4 years that I've been with the foundation in February. I wanted to give them an increase and still be sensitive to the budget. And so those two things have happened. I gave myself a 90-day window, which we just completed, January, February, March, to see what it looked like. And we were able to do both of those things and still be well under budget. And so it has been incredible. Now, it's been a lot busier, which is good. That's a good thing. But to be able to take those resources and go out even further than what we were doing before. So it has been overwhelming. And the community calls, I think, Dan, you had mentioned it once before about something called a one-off. I'll never forget that. And that was very good because those are what I call your cold calls. I've had 2 this week already about someone calling and just needing help. A woman who had just got 2 of her kids back, and there was an abusive situation. I won't go into the details, but couldn't put food on the table and couldn't put gas in the car. And so, but with the price of everything,
oh my gosh,
who could do that,
Yeah.
right? So even more so now, the timing of the increase in the budget honestly couldn't have been any better, as we have reached this place. So it has just been fantastic. And I don't want to ramble, which would be easy for me to do, but to get you caught up, like I said, how we closed out last year with the blessing of the community reaching out to us and literally calling us and said, hey, can you come by the store? Hey, and we had churches give, we had, like I say, individuals, and it was amazing. And then for the budget to be increased and for us to be able to find new partners in this community that we can support, and then to be able to give a percentage increase to those that we already support, that's been massive because each one of them have told me, Bob, you don't know what this means.
Wow.
There's just a little extra. And so that's been great. So I'll stop talking for a second if you
Well, I don't know who takes care of your social media information, but they're very good to show some of that in action, I guess you could say. And some of the places that you are helping, you can see right there.
Well, that's where I have to tap out. I told them in the very beginning. I'm serious. I said, not low tech, no tech. I said, give me a legal pad and a number 2 pencil. I'll rule the world. But I said, don't give me a computer. They've all known that. And they were gracious to say, we'll figure that part of it out. And they actually let Heather, my daughter, do that. And so what we do is we had a Glide into Spring fashion show at Hillcrest.
Yeah. That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so much fun. We bought roses for the participants as they got to come down the red carpet, and we bought all the refreshments and everything, and to be able to do that. And just maybe a month ago, we took all of Boone County Special Services to the movies. And we had a movie.
That was
so much fun. It was. Now, we had to divide and conquer, but yes, it was so much fun. Right. And so those things we try to do because in the lives of those people, and not going to go down a dark place here, but you know that when you've reached the level of Hillcrest, that you've got more behind you than you have in front of you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and so we want them to understand how those ladies, how beautiful they were, and they were smiles. I wish you could have been there. It was a really well attended event. There were a lot of staff that were there, and a lot of the family members came. Which I was so pleased with that because usually it's not. It's usually just a handful of people that are there, But man, it was great. So yeah, that was one of the neatest things that we do. So if we can do field trips and hands-on things, we were able to just purchase I know this will sound a little different, but I got a call from Kim Sullivan, who is part of the Pathfinder organization, and they work with the special needs children from 0 to 60 months at the Heart of the Ozarks, and they needed a chair for autistic kids to be able to keep them in so that they could feed the kids.
Sure.
And it's just those types of things. So we were able to do that, and we again try not to put parameters on that would be so restrictive that we can't do these things. But I appreciate you saying that, Ann, because I have to lean on Heather to do that. All I basically do is I'll write the little notation down there and send her the pictures and let her do all that because I don't have social media.
Right.
So whatever it is, if she's doing a good job, thank you for saying that.
I'll tell her myself.
Please do that. Yes.
But I wanted not to brag necessarily on Carter Grace. It's the fundamental part of God is leading this organization, and that's who we give credit to. But anyway.
Without question, Ann, and I have to say that because it keeps me grounded. The number of people that will very quickly, the lady that called me, she was at Mercy Mall at the time, needed the help with the 4 children that she just got the 2 back. I gave her 2 gift cards in the Walgreens parking lot, and she was in tears, and she asked me, "Are you affiliated with the church?" And I said, "Well, I've been in the pulpit at a couple of them and stuff." And she texted me a long text after I left, and it simply said something to the effect of, "You'll never know what this means to the foundation that you work for, the kind-heartedness, because it's not every day you can find something like this," and it blesses me. And so therein is the reward.
Right.
When you think about that. So yeah, that's what you're trying to do. Just trying to be the hands and feet extended is it. That's so for me. That's part and parcel of it. And people that will ask you to pray for their family, or that you can minister to them in those needs. Like that.
Well, let's talk about this year.
Well, it has been off to a booming start. Now, what's staring us in the face is in June the 20th, we'll have our 4th annual Carter Grace Foundation golf tournament. And, I'd like to come back close enough to that it wouldn't be out of their memory. I'll bring a flyer, and we can really lean in on that if we could talk about all the sponsorships and things.
Okay.
But not come in 2 or 3 weeks, because they'll forget about it by the time we get
a couple
back.
weeks before.
Would be
usually about
exactly.
right.
That's about right. That's what Dustin and I talked about before. Anything you're going to do, it's a couple of weeks. People can still remember it, so I'd like to do that. But that's really what we're looking at. I'm trying to develop these relationships with the 15 or so partners that we've got right now, and to let them know that we'll stand in the gap for them, whatever it looks like. But that's really what I'm hoping for, and it seems like we've just seen exponential growth each year. From year 1 to year 2, it looked a little different. Year 2 to year 3, there have been setbacks along the way, of course, but we have seen, and like I say, that put us at 2,500 hot prepared meals the day before Thanksgiving in 4 years, and over 1,000 kids.
Wow.
In 4 years that we have been able to minister to, and those are staggering numbers to me. When you think about something like that. So,
with your new budget.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure that there's going to be a larger expansion of needs that are going to be out there that you could probably take in. How do you decide? If somebody calls in and says, "Hey, I've never heard that you did this before, but I have this problem."
Yes.
Who decides all of this?
Well, I have asked them early on in the first year. I really tried to walk through it by asking them a lot of questions. Would it be okay if we did this and this? And then to make sure that we were kind of coloring on the same page. But after a period of time, when I would talk to them, and in fact it was Katie that said, "Well, Bob, we ask you to just trust your gut," is the phrase that she used.
So it's up to you, Bob.
But I like that, because
Sure,
what I told them, I would want you to spend my money like I'm trying to spend your money. That's what I told them. Okay, I said, I want you to understand that. I will not be frivolous with it. I will, try to, be sensitive to the budget, and they've never crowded me on that. But anyway, so what I do is I usually ask 3 questions quick. It's, what's your name?
No.
Okay. How did you get this number? Did you get it off social media? Did you get it? Somebody handed you a card? And now we've got local utility companies calling us saying, "We got your number. Can we lean on you to help with?" I've had the police department, Entergy, water department. Okay.
Wow.
So I said, "How did you get the number?" If it's a friend, and that way I kind of have an idea. And then the third question I have to ask is, "How did we get here? How did you meet?"
What's the story that led there?
Yeah.
And if it's, "Well, I bought 2 jet skis and I just can't make my payment." That's like, I'm glad you got 2 jet skis, but I can't help you. But if it's like, "I am a single mom, I am disabled, I do not even have gas in the car, I've got to have diapers for the kids, and we haven't had food, and let me meet you, and let me help you." And so, and then what you do is, I keep 2 sheets now. I keep a sheet of what I would call monthly partnerships, and then I keep a sheet of community calls, and those are just the cold call individuals over here. And I just vet each one of them. And it is a kind of a process where you do have to walk them through. And we're not going to turn it into a 10-question questionnaire and make you fill out all this stuff. I just want to know where you're coming from. Because if I was sitting in your chair and I called, I would want you to care for me like I'm trying to care for you. That's the only thing. That's what I would tell them. But that's a great question, and that's the one thing that I try to always be open-minded about it and not judgmental or cynical. Like, it's your fault.
Right,
That's not
right,
my
right,
fault.
right,
No,
right,
no,
right.
no, no.
Right. Well, that,
Wrong attitude there.
Right.
Wrong attitude.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you just have to walk them through. Now, when it comes to the organizations, I always go and talk to whatever if they're called the director or a leader or a manager
Yeah.
or whatever. I always sit down and talk with them about what their mission statement might be, what their objective is, and what their goals are. And then it's a little easier to do that.
Yeah.
You put the resources in the hands, you know that they're going to be held accountable.
Sure.
And then with an individual, same thing. You know, you try to be as giving as you can within reason.
Well, you have the freedom to not be in a corporate mindset or in a box where you say, you answered all the questions, but this one is outside of our parameter and we can't help you.
Yes. Dan, that's so powerful. And I've told people, this came to me, probably 2 years ago, I said, there are no fences built around the Carter Grace Foundation. If they are, we build them. In other words, and we say, if you look at our mission statement, it says we want to help families and children in and around the Harrison area. Well, that doesn't mean that at the outline of the geographical area
Right.
of Harrison that we can't, you're
Right.
10 feet on the other side. No,
Yeah.
you're
Sorry.
right.
That
Sorry.
negates you.
And so, but we do want to keep it in the community as much as we can because our community
Yeah.
has great
Right.
need.
Yeah.
There's more need in this community than Carter Grace could ever.
right.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we want to do all that we can
Yeah.
in this community.
And be
Yeah.
good stewards of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
finances. That
Yes,
you're-
because I think that's something I take to heart. I really do, only because in my background we were very poor and all those things, so there was no money, and I would have been a candidate for some of this stuff a long
Right.
time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, and so I see it now from a very sensitive nature of
Sure.
like, golly, where was this at? 50
Right,
years ago
right, right.
when I was younger, not
Yeah.
young, but when I was younger. So.
Wow.
But it's just it's been incredible. It's hard to believe it's been 4 years, but now, like you say, with the increased budget and the community awareness, if there's anything that I still want to always get across, the message is we want you to know that we're here. We want the community to know that Carter Grace exists. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever that takes. If it takes golf tournaments, if it takes coming to the around the table and sitting
Sure.
wacky
Sure,
Bob
yeah.
in this chair, I mean, I can do it, by golly, But we want to do that. We want the awareness
Yeah.
Right.
because
Sure.
we want to help as many people as we can for as long as we can.
Somebody out there that may be considering being a sponsor,
Oh,
how can they contact you?
yes, they can. Dan, thank you for bringing that up. I would have never brought it up. I would have never.
Yeah.
They can call me, Bob Brown, at 870-302-9354.
Okay.
And that is my personal cell number. I would field the call again if I don't have my phone on my person, which I don't now. They could always leave a message or
Sure,
text
yeah.
me or something. But we are so grateful for that, and it's amazing the number of organizations that are pouring back into us. That's what's been really
That's-
cool too.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's been pretty neat. There's been this great synergy there that we will help an organization, and they turn around and they will.
Well, I
help
think
us.
most
Sure.
I think most corporations and businesses or individuals want to help. But
Yes.
They just don't. They want to make sure that the money's not stolen.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
promise them that, like I said, and I tell people that all the time. Well, man, just the other day, this was late last week, I think. Just walked up to me and handed me an envelope full of cash. And, so those are the things that happen. But
Yeah.
if they can't trust me, they don't need to give it
Sure.
to me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want them to give it to
Right,
me if they
right.
can't. If they don't
Yep.
believe, and I tell them the money that that's why I was sharing the Thanksgiving and Christmas thing. All of that went in to take care of more children than we've ever helped, and the meals. Now we would have done that anyway. Just like I
Right.
say about the golf. If we don't get one, I do hope we get some golf sponsorships. But if we don't,
Yeah.
we're going to do the golf tournament anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to do it anyway because we want the awareness out there. But I think people are starting to see it now.
They
I think so.
appreciate the transparency.
Well, my goodness, it has
100%.
to be because, again, I tell people all the time, I'm spending somebody else's money.
Yeah.
If it was mine, you couldn't judge me on
Right.
what I'm doing because it's
Right.
mine.
Right.
Right.
But when you're spending somebody else's resources,
Right.
and nobody has a better job than I do. They like I tease everybody. They may make a lot more money, but they don't have a better job than I do. So
Well, your reward is the satisfaction of helping,
yes, sir.
and that's a bigger reward
You're a
than
servant.
a paycheck.
Dan, I guess that's probably the thing that it's hard to relay to people. And I've said this before. There is something precious about being in ministry where you are literally in pulpit supply, okay? Seed time harvest, and all those things. But when you put food in someone's hand,
That needs it.
Yes, there's an immediate ROI, a return on your investment. That's why Thanksgiving is still my favorite event, because you literally, you've done everything for them except eat it. You put a hot, prepared meal in their hand. There's something about that. And there's the human connection. You know, when you go and you sit down with someone, and when you talk to them, and when you're with them face to face, and you see the pain on their face, and you see the crisis that they're going through, there's something that's visceral about that.
Yeah.
You can't get beyond that. And I've left a real quick story. I know you say that, Bob, you got a lot of quick stories, but really, first year I did this, there was a family in a pretty tough neighborhood that didn't have groceries. I bought probably $200 worth of groceries. They actually gave me a little list of stuff, and it was peanut butter, jelly, I mean, stuff like that. Did all that, took the groceries up to this house. There was 3 kids. A kid looked in there, and I think I splurged and got him some Oreos and stuff, and the little boy said, "Oh man, Oreos, that's great." And so I let him get the groceries in there, and I went out, got in my truck, true story, and I was so overwhelmed I couldn't start my truck because I thought, what if that was me?
Yeah.
That was year 1.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and there's been a lot of those, but I got so overwhelmed to know that we were able to do that, to be able to reach someone like that with what I take for granted.
Right.
You know, I just take that stuff for granted, and I should never do that. But
Well, we appreciate you, Bob, and we appreciate Carter Graves Foundation. We appreciate your updates, and we're going to have you back in.
We'll get you back in June,
Yeah,
a
we'll
little
have-
earlier in June.
yes, that would be great. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me sit in the hot seat. Thank you so much, Dan.
Well, only if we can call you Wacky.
That's fine. Wacky Bob is good for me, so thank you guys.
Thank you so much. We're going to
Thank you,
take
Bob.
our second break, and when we come back, we'll have more for you from around the table. Stay with us.
Around the Table on the original KHOC.
Welcome back to Around the Table. And we just finished with an interview with Bob Brown from the Carter Grace Foundation. If you missed that, go back and watch it later. Some great information. It's always compelling to listen to Bob talk about helping the community. And he even gave us his personal phone number, and you can call him anytime, 870-302-9354. If you're a business or you want to help in the community and you really don't know where to put your resources, call Bob. He can help.
Yeah, that's a great organization that helps others. So.
870-302-9354.
All righty.
I did not look at some of these stories. Have you got anything you want to talk about?
Well, we've already kind of talked about Artemis, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But here, you've seen some of these, or perhaps you haven't, the self-driving taxi fleets.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
self-driving and all
Yeah.
that. Well, ever wonder what would happen if an entire fleet of self-driving taxis suddenly glitched
I wonder if they're managed by GPS and,
I don't
and all
know.
that stuff.
Ever wonder what would happen? Oh, wait. Just ask the passengers in more than 100 driverless cabs that just stopped in the middle of traffic
Uh-oh.
in China. After the whole system malfunctioned, some of the autonomous taxis got hit by other cars, but no one was hurt. Even crazier, a lot of those passengers were stranded inside until the system was reset. So it's not foolproof. Just, none of that kind of stuff is foolproof ever. But there you are. So,
hey, you remember when Red Lobster had that endless shrimp? You go in and just eat as much shrimp.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. I guess they weren't making a profit.
Money or something.
But they're bringing it back. It says it says, is Red Lobster bringing back its doomed endless shrimp? Well, has Red Lobster not learned a thing from that disastrous endless shrimp deal that almost bankrupted them? Because there's word they're doing it again, but according to reports, now it only will be limited time only. So maybe they have learned their lesson. In 2003, some genius over there decided to make the all-you-can-eat shrimp a permanent menu item, costing Red Lobster $11 million in losses.
Wow.
So when they bring it back, I'm going.
Okay, you do that.
I like the endless shrimp.
We're kind of we're in March, so the end of school season will be over May something, and people will be taking their summer vacation and such, and more people will travel, blah blah blah. But have you ever been on I know you've flown.
Yeah.
What would annoy you? Have you been on a flight where something truly annoys you, and what was that?
Uncomfortable seats.
Okay,
Just
but
the
I mean,
seats were
like
horrible.
even people around you.
Oh,
Whoops.
well, you've always got somebody that was raised differently than you.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like they can burp and take off their shoes and just be gross.
Right.
I don't like gross people.
I don't like the people too that recline their seat, although they're all supposed to be upright till a certain point.
Right.
They did that on our flight, and I was like, "Who are you?" But anyway, okay. Is there anything worse than a total stranger falling asleep on you during a flight?
Oh, on
Have you
you.
ever had that? Have you had that happen?
You're in the middle seat and they lean over and put their head on your shoulder.
So, not according to a new survey of what drives air travelers the craziest. Talking loudly on the cell phone is up there
Yeah.
too. Yeah, that would bug me. So is having a kid kicking the back of your seat, which ranks as the third biggest pet peeve. Nose picking, hair tweezing, and clipping your toenails
Hair tweezing.
on a plane also made the list, along with those travelers who think it's okay to take their shoes off and put their feet next to your head. Be respectful.
Another thing is some people will they dip themselves in cologne.
You can't, yeah.
And they
I
get
can't
on a
hardly do
plane
that.
and you're just like choking the entire time.
Yeah. People just don't, they don't think about the other people. I don't think.
Well, of course. Why would they? They paid their money for their seat.
Yeah. I mean, some people are allergic to fragrance. Me, for one.
Yeah.
There's certain things I can't tolerate.
The musk makes me stop breathing. I kind of
Yeah.
gasp when that
So
happens.
let's don't kill the
Yeah.
anybody in
Okay.
the process.
Let's take another break.
Okay.
We're due for one, and we're going to return straight away. Stay with us.
Live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
Welcome back to Around the Table. You had a funny story that you wanted to tell us over there, did you?
Do you know what body contouring is?
Oh, no,
Have you
this is
ever heard of
different.
that?
No, body, where they suck
They-
fat out and make you
That's
something like
when
that?
I'm, liposuction.
Yeah, liposuction.
Okay. Well, just hitting the weight room won't cut it for the masculine body anymore. Just so you know.
Okay.
Some dudes who are now shelling out as much as 10 grand for something called masculine contouring.
Ew.
Basically, liposuction for gym bros. Plastic surgeons say they've never had this many guys asking to suck away their love handles or help make the six-packs pop.
What, are they taking fat from one place and putting it in another?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
They're taking it from your thigh or your whatever, midsection or whatever's bothering you,
Yeah,
I suppose.
okay.
But yeah, you can just go get,
Yeah.
there you go.
I
If
want
you got
this
an
fat. I
extra
want you to
10 grand,
suck this fat and put it up here.
Exactly.
Where it's not fat
we
enough.
just do that all over our bodies.
Yeah. Be better off. You can't just go to the gym, huh?
Well, evidently not, Dan. That's what they say.
The recession is happening, and everybody's kind of concerned about it. But there's one thing that has always been true, and it's the Walmart is a predictor of the economic recession. You don't have to believe the business news channels when it comes to Walmart stocks going as high as it recently has. You might have to prepare for some hard times because stocks have gone up with Walmart, and it's called the Walmart recession signal. What happens is the recession gets so bad that the rich people start buying from Walmart, and that increases the stock. And they said that economists say it's never been wrong that when Walmart stock goes up, the recession's bad. The last time it was flashing as hard as it is now was right before the housing crash in 2008. So we'll see.
So Walmart is now our analyst for stocks.
Well, yeah, it gauges where the money's going.
And I find that interesting that you said rich people will go shop at Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they stop. They can't afford some of the posh stores, so they say,
Right.
well, I just go to Walmart and get my whatever.
There's some people out there with money that probably, yeah, it's just crazy.
It's
people.
crazy. But you know what today is? Today
Well,
is
Dan, what? Oh,
it's Good Friday.
yes, it is.
Celebrating Good Friday. It's also National Walk to Work Day, and I won't be doing that anytime soon. I've got 11 miles to walk.
Oh,
World Party Day.
okay,
National Film Score Day.
okay.
Get out there and create your own film score for a movie that's never been created yet and see if you can sell the score.
National Tweed Day. Don't you have a tweed hat?
I do.
You do.
I do have.
National Find a Rainbow Day. I'm not sure that's going to happen
Maybe
today, but
tomorrow when it
maybe
rains
tomorrow.
a lot and the
Yeah,
sun
yeah,
comes
yeah,
back out.
Anniversary of the cell phone.
1973.
Okay.
March Madness men's final starts tomorrow. Check it out.
I'm looking at one on Saturday and it says Tell a Lie Day. I'm not even going to talk about that because I don't like the headline.
All righty. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. We're going to have a great weekend. The micro wrestling starts tonight. I'm taking my grandson, and we're going to have a fantastic time. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.